you see this guy next to me here?
Yeah, that's him.
I'm doing a show in Holland.
Classic rock.
Aero Classic Rock with Glenn Hughes. How many years ago?
3 years ago.
3 years ago. And he comes up to me and he goes,
I never do that.
you kind of like to the side a little bit. I'm telling you.
Oh, okay. All right.
He doesn't remember. He kind of comes in and I'm like, what? And he just starts talking to me about it. I'm like, this guy's nuts. Oh, he's Dutch. I forgot. And he starts to tell me about his product, these drum plates, and what they do, and how it works, and the whole concept. And I'm like, sounds pretty good. Sounds like something I could use, and sounds like a good product. And but I have to. People come up to me kind of, frequently, and they've got great ideas for some kind of drumstick or some kind of holder or special shoes or springs for your pedals, and things that keep the drum in tune. Everyone's got a kind of a there's lots of entrepreneurs out there in the world, and that's great. But sometimes the ideas are not really thought all the way through. So Jan sounded to me like, all right, if what he says is true, this sounds pretty good. So then take it from here.
What happened was I showed you the plates on my laptop.
That's right. You did.
And then it was just about showtime, and you said, okay, we'll talk later.
Yeah.
And then you went on,
yeah.
And like 3 songs before the end, all your drums started sliding and this and that. I was laughing my fucking ass off. And everything was sliding, and you got so fucking pissed that you kicked the whole kit of the riser. Remember that?
I may have.
Brand new bro, just kicked everything off. You did your Keith Moon right there. And you stormed off, and you walked straight up to me and said, "We need to talk now!"
He's right.
That was pretty much it. And then we sat down, and you said, "Well, can you get him out to California?" I said, "Well, I'm doing this thing at DW." And as it turned out, you guys were doing the Snoop Dogg, charity show in LA.
In LA.
Yeah.
Right.
So in that same week, so I took him with me and assembled him there, right. And then that was it.
And then I used them on my whole last Stadium Arcadium tour, which was almost a year and a half, and my tech that does the drums for me for Chili Peppers, his name is Chris Warren, and Chris is a great guy. He's been working with me for a while. And he's like, oh man, sometimes techs are like, oh, more stuff I got to worry about. He was like kind of, what's this all about? I want to check it out, and as much as he was embracing it because he could see that it was going to be, this is what I wanted to do, but also that it was going to make his job easier. But, he was worried that they were going to break or they weren't going to, stay in place or just something that's kind of unproven, which these were, certainly for us at this point. He was worried about it was going to make his job more difficult.
Not easier.
Not easy, right. It was going to be a pain in the ass. Right. And the other roadies were making fun of him. And, hey, what's that big pizza you got there? Because remember, it's in a big red, like, it looks like a big giant.
And then you guys, I remember Bill telling me your tour manager, like, going, like, you had this thing going. If something, like, something else broke or whatever, it was because of the plates. remember that? It's like anything that happened, anything, like blame it on the plates.
Well, there's two. I tell you, the first Chris, our pre-production show in Barcelona, right? Before it was the very first show before we start playing. We're in the Barcelona arena, whatever place it is, and the only thing different about our set was that the drum plates were on there, and the other thing is that we were using U2's drum riser.
Right.
Because they didn't want it for their, I don't know, it was somehow I ended up with U2's drum riser. Right shape or something, I don't know. But anyway, so the plates are there and the drums are there, and Chris gets finished setting up the drums and everything. Everything's going great. And the stage is about 7 or 8 feet high, and he goes to jump off the back of the stage, and he sits down on the edge of the stage to jump down, and there was a nail that caught his loop hole in his pants, and he went to push himself off, and he went boom. He just went straight down and broke his front teeth. He broke his elbow.
Something with his back as well.
Something with his back. I mean, he completely was in. He looked like he'd get the shit beat out of him when he was in a bad car accident. The first day, blamed it on the plates. So I get a guy to come out from England. Well, and Simon comes out from London Drum Company, saves the day. We do a bunch of dates. I don't know how long, a month or so. I call my friend from Boston who did the record with me. Great guy. I've known him since I was a kid. Chris still wasn't ready to come back out. He was still like he broken arms and everything. And so I had my friend come out from Boston. His name's John Cohan. He comes out. We do about 3 or 4 gigs in England. He falls. He didn't fall. The riser, I swear to God, the riser that the drums are on was this high, right? So he's fixing the drums. Here's the drum plates. He goes to step off, and blows out his knee. His knee just like crumbles, and he's laying on the ground, and he can't get up. And Bill calls me and goes, "You're never gonna believe this." I'm like, "What?" John stepped off your 16-inch riser, and his knee just collapsed. He had like an old football injury or something, and he's got to go home. I'm laughing my ass off. This is unbelievable. 2 guys in like 2 months. Call Simon, get him back out here. Fucking Larry Mullen, and fuck those drum plates. It was the curse of the drum plates.
The curse of the plates.
Curse of the plates. So Simon's that day. Thank God we were in England. Simon comes back up. Nothing happened to Simon. I tried though.
Nothing.
Yeah, I'd spit on him and stuff, but nothing bad. But so anyway, long of the short of the long is that the plates worked fantastic. We ceremoniously disassembled by fire the U2 drum riser at the end of the tour, but between the drums having to light up all the time, and that was kind of a pain in the ass for Chris, and he came back and he did great, and he really loved them. He really loved the plates. Of course, I did, and the other thing, not only what they do is secure the drums in the exact place every time, is that the surface that they're made out of, and you can tell me more about that, really, I notice a big difference in how the drums come off and they reflect off that surface, and it really helps acoustically. The drums sound very bright, and it just resonate, because there's no damping. They resonate way better. They're very dynamic, like instant bang right there, and there's more bottom end, there's more clarity. It just really doesn't make any sense to put drums on a carpet. Whoever came up with that concept. The carpet just so they wouldn't move. We know that doesn't work, right? Maybe if you're playing like you're tapping away, you're playing, but if you're doing a rock show, and if you're on a riser, risers move a little bit too. That's the other thing. You'll see my drums kind of move around a little bit, but they're not going to slide off. And they're going to stay. And there's nothing worse than trying to play and having your instrument move around on you. So that's about all I can say about Jan's plates. DP.
Thank you, Chad.
DP. I've got the disease of the DP. I got the DPs. And now you made me this fancy custom one.
The first custom plates.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah. And we were in London. I used them.
Yeah,
right?
And no, in London.
At the show, you showed them to me, and I saw them in Drummer Magazine. You got a nice little thing.
Whole bunch of magazines.
Yeah. Oh, and one over here too, like Rhythm.
And
somebody reviewed them, right?
Yeah.
Did you get a good review?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Also, and actually, this week we're finishing Jason's plates.
Oh, good.
Bonham plates.
Excellent.
And looks like we're going to be doing something for Larry Mullen. But.
The curse!
But without the riser, don't worry.
All right.
All right, thanks so much, man.